Every trick starts with control. The moment you think you're in charge, you've already lost it. Tonight, the card drawn is the Magician, a symbol of creation, power, and the illusions we build around ourselves. You'll hear 4 stories of creators who learned the same truth, that control is only an illusion, and sometimes the performance never ends. I should have ended that stream when I started feeling tired, but I kept going anyway. Things started to get out of control. I used to run a small channel where I streamed late at night after work. Most nights, only a few people watched, but I kept doing it anyway. I did simple eating streams, nothing dramatic, just quiet sessions while I talked about my day. After a few months, I started streaming more often, hoping things would finally take off. Sometimes I stayed up too late, eating in front of the camera until I felt tired. The viewers were mostly regulars who'd drop messages or small donations. One night, I started a stream around 10. I remember finishing around midnight, ending the session, shutting everything down and going straight to bed. The next morning, I woke up to hundreds of new comments and likes. It didn't make sense. My channel had barely moved in weeks. When I opened the video page, it showed the stream had lasted more than 11 hours. I was asleep for most of that time. At first, I thought it was a glitch, but when I played the recording, it showed me still sitting there, not talking, just eating slowly, sometimes staring straight at the camera. The video kept running, and there were more plates in front of me, like I'd never stopped eating. It looked real. People commented that I never moved and never blinked. Some said they couldn't stop watching. I checked my setup. The webcam log showed it disconnected around midnight, exactly when I ended the stream. There was no way it could have kept recording. I've stopped streaming since then. Sometimes I think about those missing hours and what the camera might have really seen. I found one of our videos online before we even posted it. Same title, same thumbnail, same people, on a channel that wasn't ours. A few friends and I make short food challenges for fun. Last month we filmed a spicy noodle challenge. We saved the file on a shared drive and planned to post it the next day. The next morning, my friend called to share some good news when I was about to upload the video. He said our challenge video was already live and getting good views. I didn't understand what he meant. When I searched online, it was really there. At first glance, everything looked right. The thumbnail, the title, the edit. But the channel name had one extra letter, and the profile picture didn't look like ours. I clicked on it. The footage didn't look like ours. The lighting was different. It kept going, showing us still eating after we stopped recording. Later that day, we tried uploading our actual version, but it kept disappearing a few minutes after processing. I keep getting messages from my friends saying they still see the video in their recommended feed sometimes. Same thumbnail, same title, but I can't find it anywhere in my feed. I haven't filmed anything since. I played back a rehearsal footage one night, and it sounded like someone else was in the room. Last year, I helped with a small local production. We recorded every rehearsal so we could check our lines later. I kept all the footage on my laptop, labeled by date. One night, I opened a run-through from the week before. Everything looked normal. About halfway through, I heard a second voice. It wasn't part of the scene. It was giving cues, but no one else was in the room when we filmed. At first, I thought it was a sync issue, maybe a small glitch in the audio. The second voice always came first, matching my tone and pacing, even the little pauses I didn't plan. I checked other footage. Some had the same voice, others didn't. In some footage, the image froze while the voice kept talking, even after I stopped. When I checked the folder, the dates didn't line up. The footage showed it had been created 2 days after we filmed, which didn't make sense. I erased everything and emptied the recycle bin. A few hours later, a new folder appeared on my laptop. Same name as before, rehearsal_complete. Inside, there was only one file. When I opened it, it was silent for the first minute. Then I heard the voice again. It wasn't giving cues. It was repeating everything I'd just said aloud. Since that day, I haven't recorded any more rehearsals. I thought I was working alone last night, until I saw someone else editing my document. I do freelance writing from home, mostly reports and short copy jobs. My friend and I sometimes share drafts and edit each other's work. Last week, we were both finishing a client draft, working late as usual. I saved my version and closed everything around midnight. The next morning, I noticed a few lines had changed, commas removed, and sentences cleaned up. Subtle and better than before. It looked exactly like something my friend would have done. When I messaged him to thank him, he said he hadn't opened the file since yesterday. I didn't know what to say when he denied touching it. It wasn't something you could really argue about, but I knew what I'd seen. I couldn't stop thinking about it. If he hadn't opened the file, then who did? That night, I left the document open while I worked, just to see if it would happen again. A few minutes later, I saw his name pop up, showing he was editing the document. I watched a line rewrite itself, word by word. Then his name disappeared, like whoever was editing just left. I messaged my friend to ask if he was online, but he said he wasn't even logged in. I removed sharing on the document, signed out of every device, and changed my password. Then I downloaded a copy and finished the draft offline. We stopped using the workspace after that. Now I write everything offline.